What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Detroit Basketball, the Detroit Pistons rebuild. Episode 2, no long intro, we right into it. Down at the bottom right of the screen, as you can see, the wins, losses, we're 6-8. So what I did and what I'm going to do throughout the course of this series, at least for this first season, is when I'm on camera with y'all, I'm going to discuss how players are playing, what direction or what moves we're trying to make, how closer we are to making those moves. But for the most part, I want to spend my time simulating and jumping and playing in games and things like that off camera. When I'm with y'all, I want to get down to business and discuss things. Recap though, since y'all been gone, I think the last time I saw y'all, we only had played this one game. I had played the next two manually, and we went 3-0, as you can see. The Hawks played a lot better the second time we played them. I'll review some of these games real quick. D Rose, 30-8. Blake was a little bit down, 18, 11, and 8. Not the 40-point game he had earlier. Killian Hayes, 10, 8, and 7. Real solid from him. And everybody else is just doing their thing. Where's my boy at? Svi, couple threes that he attempted, but nothing too crazy. Same thing against I'm not going to say same thing against the Pacers. We killed their ass. 24-10, 31 for D Rose. Svi, as you can see, 7 of 13 from 3, which was probably his career high at the time. I'm pretty sure Svi just had another career high of points, but this is probably his career high at 23. Killian Hayes, another 10, 7, and 15 games, like a stat sheet stuffer at times. Sekou, 10 and 14. So both of our young guys double-doubles, 8 and 7 for Plumlee. Plumlee has been a good center off the bench for us, man. He's had some games y'all see throughout this sim. And then right here is when I start to simcast and jump in games. So I jumped in this game. It was too late. We lost, close game. But D Rose again doing his thing. And I want you guys to understand, like, D Rose, Blake Griffin, they were having monstrous games with me controlling them. But this is basically a simulated game. I jumped in this game probably like the last 2 minutes. I only controlled them to score like 8 points. I think Derrick Rose had a layup. Killian had a dunk. Griffin had an and one. Maybe Sekou had like a dunk, or if it was maybe it was Grant. But I only scored like 8 points with them. So majority of these stats are just based off the sim. I didn't shoot a 3 with Derrick Rose. He shot 4 for 6 during the sim. But like, our guys are hooping during the sim. They just don't hoop when I'm controlling them. They hoop. You see Blake Griffin had not the typical game, but 1 for 6 from 3 is probably that. I don't shoot 6 threes when I'm playing with Blake. Svi had a tough game, but Joel and Ben really killed us. Tobias did his thing, and Shake was killing it. Then the next time we played the Pacers, they kind of got their revenge. But again, a game that I simmed, and they kind of had the same output. Like, double-double for Plumlee. Another high-scoring game for Blake. Derrick Rose struggled from the field, but he took his 15 shots. Svi took 3 of 12 from 3. That's what I would do, if I was controlling them. And then 1 of 6 for Sekou, 1 for 4. I'm actually trying to think. Did I sim this game or did I play? I had to sim this game. There's no way I played this game and Killian Hayes only played 22 minutes and had 3 assists. Same thing with this Raptors game. There's no way I played and we only scored 70 points. Tough for us. I don't know why they sorted it like that, but 15, 8, and 5 for Blake, 5 for 21, 4, 19, 3 or 14. So guys are getting their shots up. There's some games around here, like, who was that against? Was it against the Knicks? Where, Blake had another 31-point game. I didn't jump in this game at all. This is all sim. No sim cast or anything. And Killian Hayes, 14, 5, and 6, and 3. Sekou, 18. Jeremy Grant, 20 and 7. D Rose struggled a little bit. Svi, out of his 6 shots, 5 of them were threes. Like, they're playing like how I want them to play. And even this game where we beat the Heat, Svi, that's his career high, 25 points. 12 of his 15 shots were threes. D Rose, 21. Blake, 19, 7, and 5. Killian Hayes, 12 and 6, 15 rebounds for Mason Plumlee. There was also a game that I did play. I played this Bulls game, and this was Seku's game. He finally had a 20-point game, 50% from the field, hit a couple threes. D Rose, 24, 5 and 6, 22 for Svi, 6 of 14 from the field, 6 of 14 from 3. Killian Hayes, 17 and 16. Blake Griffin, 13 and 8. Nothing really crazy. And Plumlee had another 15 rebound game. So, like, you guys are doing good. I'll go to the overall statistical point for us, so y'all can just see how we're doing overall as a team. Blake and D Rose are both averaging a dub. D Rose, these numbers are great for him. 26 assists, almost 4 rebounds, almost a steal, almost 50% from the field, and then 34% from 3. That's a nice. This is a dude who some playoff 93% from free throw line. This is a dude. Playoff teams are gonna be. He has to be one of the top dudes in the 6-man of the year race. I mean, 20 and 6 off the bench, shooting at the numbers he's shooting it at. He's gonna be an easy guy to trade. Blake isn't having the season he had at the beginning, because as we saw throughout the sim, he has games where he's giving you 24 or 25, but then he also has games where he has like 13 or 14. So that's dropped his average down to like 20, but he's still giving you 28 and 5 assists. He's shooting the ball bad from 3. Yeah, he's shooting 8 attempts, and he's shooting 22%. I don't know why he's shooting 8 attempts. That's probably the most. He's shooting more than Svi. I don't know why his tendencies is having him shoot the ball that much, but hey, you know, we'll leave it as it is. But I still think 28 and 5 from Blake Griffin, and he's been healthy. I think he had like a little toe injury or something. He was day to day, but he was able to play through it. That gives him value. And then Killian Hayes is playing like a rookie of the year, 14 and 8, only 2.8 turnovers. Shooting what from 3? 38% from 3. He's shooting 80% from the free throw line. He's having a really good rookie year, man. Really good rookie year, especially considering the fact that we're catering to Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin early on. I think Killian Hayes is like the third option for us scoring-wise. So a lot of the shots are between these two guys. Shot attempts, you see, is 18 for Blake, 15 for D Rose. Killian Hayes is right there at 12. So as soon as these two guys get traded, he'll probably see an up in shot attempts. We can start seeing some scoring numbers go up for him. But I'm liking the game that he's playing. Svi, like I said, he's shooting 9 shots a game, and out of those 9 shots, 7.5 are threes, and that's exactly the way I want him to be playing. 38% from 3, almost at that 40-point mark. And I just love Svi, man. I love him. Jeremy Grant. Basically, Jeremy Grant numbers. You know, he come to Detroit to probably get a bigger role or bigger opportunity, but he's giving you like typical Jeremy Grant. 10, 6, and like a block and almost 2 blocks and a steal. Solid. 43% from the field, 32% from 3. You know, solid. I changed him to small forward though, because his overall goes up, which makes him even better to trade. I was playing with some trade stuff that we'll get into, trust and believe. But I was seeing like if his overall went up if I put him at a small forward, and it does. It does. And I may look to shake up the lineup and start playing that way. I may try to play bigger or make Seku the starting power forward. Maybe I keep Blake at center. Mason Plumlee has been playing real good. As you can see, he's averaging 12. He's averaging 13 and almost 10. That's a double-double off the bench. He's only playing how many minutes? They should tell us somewhere over here. He's only playing 22 minutes. So I just don't like it for offensive reasons. I don't think him and Blake, they kind of get in each other's way. I want to open up the floor for Killian. But I think if we put Jeremy at 3, maybe even start Sadiq, because I like his 3-point shooting. But DeBono, like I said, his numbers are going to be up and down. 9, 4, 1. He's shooting the ball better. He was shooting the ball very poor. But it's getting up there. What I've learned from playing the games with him and jumping in, he's a tough guy to play with as far as like playing with him. His like attributes aren't really in his favor offensively. And it says like inside scoring, mid-range scoring. Yeah, I don't know. He's up and down. But I still have faith in him. DeLon Wright is cool. Sadiq Bey, when he gets his opportunity, he takes advantage. I love actually controlling and playing with him. one of the reasons why I might give him some minutes. But other than that, little quick update about the actual team and everything. Some other things to update y'all on. I put the draft class in. So that's my draft board. You saw we have Evan Mobley there. But I have the draft stuff in. All the prospects are in here for the most part. You know, another thing to look out for is the Rockets have our pick, right? But it's lottery protected. So as long as we're in the lottery, we're going to get that pick. And that's why I'm probably just a bit eager to trade our guys off earlier than I wanted to. Because what I noticed is we're not an elite team, but we're an average team. And if you look out east, I'll show y'all the standings. When you look out east, it's just so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then it's just like we're right there in the mix. We're not that far out because the 8th seed is 6-6. Right? So let me just make sure one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so the 8th seed is 6-6. We're right there in the mix with it. So like I don't want us to teeter. And then of course, if y'all watched Through the Wire today, we were talking about 2K for a split second, and Kenny was talking about how the Heat sometimes suck in sim, and they do. They're like 4-9. I don't get that, but yeah, I kind of want to trade our chips in because at 6 and 8, we're right there in the mix. I don't really want to be in the mix. I want to make sure that we get our pick, make sure we're in the lottery, and make sure we get a solid enough pick. I'm not saying we got to go out here and lose every game, but shit, I want to make sure that we don't have, I don't want any miracles. I don't want any miracles to come out our way and we somehow make the playoffs or, you know, have to sacrifice our pick because that's not what we're looking to do. And as of right now, we're right there at 14. So as you see, the Rockets are the owner, but it would be us. And then it would project us to get James Bouknight from Connecticut, who I like, but I would like to be in the upper echelon of this draft. I would like to be where they were this year at like 7. Of course, you want to be top 3 in every draft, but I would just like to be in like the top 7. That would be really ideal for us to have a top 7 pick with Killian Hayes. And then after the moves that we plan on making, you know, we would have like a nice little youth movement going on. But that's what I want to get into. I want to get into the trades and the roster moves. The last video we talked about potentially eyeing certain guys, and we have them still on the board. Kevin Huerter. We could take Buddy Hield off. The consensus was like, yeah, Buddy Hield is cool. Blake Griffin with the Kings is kind of something that makes sense. But I do understand what a lot of y'all are saying. He is 28. He's not young by any means. So I get that. And then his contract, I don't know. He's the best shooter, and we know he's unhappy over there, but I would prefer to get a Kevin Huerter or Nickeil Alexander. A lot of y'all actually like the Cam Reddish stuff too. Y'all were bringing that up because y'all saw me go over Kevin Huerter, and we'll look at the Hawks really quick before we dive super into the trades and all of that. Just so y'all can see, they've kind of fixed things out. So I was looking at them, and they're figuring out. Trey is of course getting the number 1 shots. Bogey is getting his shots. Gallinari is getting his shots. And Collins is getting his. Collins is only getting like 11 shots, but he's getting you 16 and 9. Those are about John Collins type numbers. You know what I mean? And same thing here. 16, 17. Bogey probably has to step it up just a little bit for the money that he's making. But yeah, they're figuring it out. Kongu is getting in the mix. Rondo, 9 and 7 off the bench. Super good. Capella is giving you damn near double-double. So they're figuring it out. But Hunter is only averaging 5 shot attempts. He's still playing a decent amount of minutes. His minutes dropped. He was averaging like close to 30 minutes. Now it's at 22.6. Chris Dunn is getting 16 minutes. Then boom. Kevin Huerter is only getting 10 minutes. It's only averaging 2 points. Cam Reddish is averaging 3 points. He's only getting what? How many minutes? Where are the minutes at? Did we pass the minutes? Yeah, he's only getting 7 minutes. So when I look at that, and it's funny, man. 2K is funny because they have guys on my team that were kind of getting disgruntled or their rating would go down. And I'll show you. Let's see if it's still like that. So you'll see like Jahlil Okafor. His rating is going down. He's upset with his current situation. He's not playing, right? The Hawks, on the other hand, I just showed you their minutes and everything. Look at this shit. Cam Reddish and Herter, their arrows are going up. They're feeling fine. Everything is good. Like, these are two young players who aren't playing at all, and everything's good and fine with them. But then Jahlil Okafor is on my team throwing a fit. Like, 2K is just always, the morale is just always just so unquestionable or like just unrealistic. But back to the matter at hand. That situation between those players still haven't been figured out. We go to team intel. And this is something I encourage all of you to use if you're trying to do like a rebuild or just association with whatever team. And it tells you everything. So it says that their status is rebuilding. We know that that's not true. That's just something 2K should have changed. They say the Hawks are clearly in rebuild mode and will be looking to dump players for picks. False. They're making a push. They're 9-5. Look at their lineup: Trey, Bogdanovich, Hunter, Collins, Capella, Gallinari. We know what they're doing. I don't know why it says rebuilding. I probably will manually go in and change it. I did go in and manually do some things though. Before I went in and did some things, I saw that right there. This team would like to acquire Jonathan Isaac. So then, boom, the light switch went off in my head. I don't have anything to offer this team, but I want Kevin Huerter or Cam Reddish, or if not both. How can I make that happen? By being a third team to help them build a bridge to get Isaac to the Hawks. It makes perfect sense for them. He is the type of player that they would need. The defense that he provides is something that team is missing, and he can kind of do it right now versus you trying to, wait for Hunter. Because they're trying to compete. Hunter is only 23 with a 76. Jonathan Isaac is probably 23, and he has an 83. So you slide him in, and that team goes way up quickly. And then I put they're shopping Kevin Huerter and Cam Reddish. I did that myself because there's no way that you could be trying to acquire Jonathan Isaac and not be trying to give up your young players. Like, when you try to trade for either one of those guys, they don't want to give them up. No trades come up. And it's like, it's unrealistic to have your eyes on Jonathan Isaac, but you're not trying to give up your young players. So, after seeing that, I went to propose trade. And I'm gonna put some things on the table for y'all. And I'm not gonna make any of these moves yet. I'm gonna release this video and let y'all give me y'all thoughts. But when I look at these two, I'm eager to go with Cam Reddish. I think that's probably obvious. I think a lot of y'all will go the same way. And for a while, it's like I was eyeing Kevin Huerter and not Reddish because I felt like Reddish was unrealistic. Like, I felt like the Hawks would do anything to keep him. But then at the same time, it's like, it's not unrealistic. They went out and they made all those moves. He's barely playing here. So why am I going to not trade for him just for him to sit on their bench and just play 7 minutes a game? Because they would have to make some extreme moves for minutes to open up for him. So let's do it. So Cam Reddish, Hunter, and this is for them to make a push. The Hawks have been one of the best teams in the sim. They started off 0-5 or 0-4. They lost like 4 games in a row. Then they won 5. Then they lost 1 and won another 4 in a row. So they are 9-10 in their last games and playing very elite basketball. And Trae Young has been playing like an all-star again, maybe an MVP candidate. So why not go for it? And Jonathan Isaac is a young player. He's only 23. Last year of his deal, you probably have to give him some money. But this is why the Magic would want to get rid of him. For all of those that are like, why would the Magic want to do that? So the Magic are in the midst right now where Fultz is having a solid year, 16-6. But he says he might want to test himself in free agency. Aaron Gordon's having one of his better seasons at 20 points, 6 rebounds and 4 assists, 47% from 3. 47% from 3. So he's killing it. He's kind of solidifying himself as a guy that he's always in trade rumors, but he's kind of solidifying himself as their 4. And then Vucevic is having like that double-double season as he's up 21-10. So they're in the mix. They have a good team. 4 years on the last year of his deal. Jonathan Isaac, though, he's okay, right? He's averaging like 9 points, 8 rebounds. But here's the key thing. 2.5 blocks and almost 2 steals. Very, very good. But may not be for the Magic. And also, this is the other thing. This is the big thing right here. body health. The numbers down there, or the colors, you see risk of injury. Green means normal, you're fine. Yellow means it's increased. He's increased to have head, shoulders, hips, elbows, back, neck injuries, ankles, feet. And then his knees are high risk. Knees are high risk. But then you go to a player like Aaron Gordon. Everything is green there. It's just to show you that 2K isn't like making shit up. Like, they're really saying Jonathan Isaac has health issues, kinda. You know, he's more prone to maybe getting an injury. Same thing, but the difference is Nikola Vucevic is 30. He's 23. Even Fultz is all green. You know, these are the things that I look to try to make sense of trades when I want to make them happen. And so what I would want to do is I would want to do that. The Pistons, I mean, when you go to Markelle Fultz and you go to, like, I forgot what you go, maybe a scout when you scout the team or whatever or something, there's something that'll tell you how they feel about Markelle. Like, they think he's cool, they think he's an okay player, but there it is. He's expandable, not necessarily terrible player, but upgrade if possible. We hear you. Derrick Rose will be an upgrade for y'all. Last year of his deal, you know, let him walk. 81 overall, him and Markelle doing their thing. And I think this team is still intact. One thing, Cam Reddish, you come to Detroit. The Hawks want to make this happen. They're going to give you an unprotected first. The reason they're going to do it unprotected is because they know they're going to the playoffs. There's no reason to load up protections on the team that's probably headed to the playoffs for sure. So the Magic will get 2 of the young players. At first I had Herder coming to us too. And I know we're going to have to add more players to the trade to make it all green. But at first, I'm like, I'm going to try to get Cam. Then I'm like, you know what? The Magic are giving up the prized possession. So let's let them have 2 young players. You're getting Hunter, which he can replace Jonathan Isaac. He'll be more healthy. He's younger. He'll reach that potential of 83. And you can be a little bit more slower with him. The Hawks are at it. They want it now. Now. They're trying to build around Trae Young while he's on a rookie contract. The Magic have a little more room to spare. You're also getting Kevin Herter, who's going to be there for when Evan Fournier leaves because he's on the last year of his deal. You get a first-round pick, and then Cam Reddish comes to us. Derrick Rose is going to go to the Magic. And then we have to iron it out. So they're saying the Magic are getting 17 players. They can only have 15. So we would have them given what? James Ennis. James Ennis goes to what? The Hawks. And then I guess we would have to take back, like, give us Cam Burke. What's the problem here? We have 16 players. We have to give, who has 14? So this player has to go to what? The Hawks. The Hawks, if we gave them Sadiq Bey, they would jump on that quick, right? And what's wrong? The Magic are over. Why are they over? They're getting 7, 14. Right, because my original trade, it wasn't Kim Burke, it was Aminu who was coming because he made $9 million. Okay, so boom. And then what I also did was second round pick unprotected goes to the Magic as well. So the Magic getting the 2 picks, they're getting 2 young players, they're getting an upgrade at the point guard position and added depth because Derrick Rose continue to be a 6-man. My only thing is, do I give them Sadiq Bey or not? If I don't give them Sadiq Bey, is there another player here that can make everything green for us? Like Josh Jackson. He does, but would it make it, you know? Because Josh Jackson has 2 stars. Sadiq Bey had 2.5 stars. So take a look at this, pause y'all screens, and give me feedback. Let me know what y'all think. Yay or nay? Big Stacks. I'm out.